So this is Lake View Terrace. It's one of the OG films of Samuel Jackson. Not that OG, it's about 10 years old or so. But Sam Jackson is an incredible actor. He's done some of the biggest film series in the world. He's been in Avengers, he's been in the Star Wars, sequels. Sequels? Star Wars trilogy? No, it's the Star Wars prequels he was in, yeah. And he's also been in some epic films. Above that, Pulp Fiction as well. Been in Goodfellas. He's been in some great films, and I think that Coming to America as well. And the joke was he used to play like a sort of. He said to Hollywood directors, just the joke was he said, "Oh, you're always getting in the old days they didn't have much diversity." So he said, "Well, you're always sort of killing off the black actor at the beginning, the black character, or you always like sort of putting them in tokenly, and so why don't you let me be that character?" So he ended up being the guy who was not an extra, but he was like a bit part. He was in so many bit parts that he ended up becoming like quite a recognized face, and after a while he ended up I think he auditioned for Reservoir Dogs, didn't get in, Tarantino's film, but he ended up getting into Tarantino's next film, which is probably his best film ever, Pulp Fiction, where he played one of the leads, the gangster, and he just became famous after that. And he was in Star Wars. He played one of the most powerful Jedi Masters ever, alongside Yoda. He played Nick Fury in the Avengers, and he's done some incredible films. And in this film, he plays the bad guy, like a neighbour who's bothering a nice couple who moved next door. Patrick Dempsey, who plays the husband. You might recognise him from a lot of the horror film franchises. And Kerry Washington, incredible actress who played in Django Unchained. She also was in Tarantino's film there, and she's been in a lot of other films as well. And so they played a interracial couple who move in next door. And why I mentioned interracial was that Sam Jackson obviously sort of comes in as the neighborhood cop, and there's some sort of tension. What I love about this film is that there's it's a very small kind of lead actors in it. It's like three of them, but ultimately it's very intelligent how it plays out. It's a very simple kind of set in a way, set in a backdrop of LA. And you've got the fires in the background, which obviously is a contentious point now. Obviously, the terrible thing that happened recently. But I think this was set about 10 years ago when it happened before. So there's a lot that I feel the background of the fires getting closer is almost like a building tension, of the set where all this is based. And then you have these three in a kind of universal context where you have a lot of neighbours who argue about sort of silly things in real life, and they start off being friendly, and then new neighbours come and always have tension with the existing neighbours, and it's very similar to what people can relate to, but set in the underlying context of building tension and also the racial stuff that they bring into this, but not in a kind of over the top way. It's done in a kind of sort of understandable way and very clever way, and I think the film's pretty good. It probably didn't have a lot of budget, but I really like how it sort of plays off. Three lead actors are very good. And additionally, Samuel Jackson's incredible. And I think the film is, really, really good for what it sort of, the basic premise. And you can see this being shot with kind of unknowns, really, in a sort of low budget way. So the script's kind of clever, quite clever. Although I feel that it built really well, and then towards the end it was kind of a bit of a rushed ending, and I feel it was a bit... It didn't really... Sorry, I'm a bit tired. It didn't really deliver what you expect to happen at the end. It was more like a kind of rushed ending in a way. I don't know if that was the script or the way they shot it, but, all in all, satisfying film that kept you guessing. You didn't really know what was going to happen along the way, but in a way also you kind of know what's going to happen in a way. You kind of knew what was going to happen in the story, but you didn't really know how they were going to do it. So all in all, sort of average film, but a kind of watchable, and it's on Netflix now. So go and check it out. The film is called Lake View Terrace. So check it out, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.